Hey there, random internet strangers. It's Random Forex Guy here for the weekend update. You might be wondering why I have this GIF up here. Volleyball pretty much sums up our economy and how it's being propped up right now. Just wanted to go over it real quick. What I wanted to be able to explain how our economy works, and I wanted to be able to explain it so simply that a third grader can understand it. And so we have the dog would be the Federal Reserve. Then we have banks and hedge funds, institutions, and the government is all involved in here, and with this guy here. And then the corporations are over here. And what they're all doing is just tossing the volleyball around. And it starts with the dog just printing money out of thin air, then lending it to these banks. And then the banks, they turn around and they buy treasury bonds from the government. And then that's what creates the currency. And then the currency springs into action, and they pay their employees. Then the employees go and they purchase stuff. And then at the same time over here, you've got the corporations buying back their stocks because to pop up the price of the stock market. So that's what's keeping the stock market afloat. It has nothing to do with these two players out here. These two players, this is the small business owner, and this is the consumer. We're small potatoes. We're just kind of on the outside looking in. You know, the consumer's maybe has some money locked up in his 401k. You know, watching this, thinking, hey, this is great. This is a lot of fun. He's a little kid, don't know no better, don't know what's going on. And this guy's like, what the fuck? Why are they getting all the breaks? And So that's basically sums up our economy in a nutshell. And that's what I wanted to just bring that up. And that's what's propping up the stock market. And what's hilarious is that 70% of the economy is done by consumer spending in small business. 70, but that's not where all the money is. The money is all up here. Quadrillions of dollars of exchanges are going on up here. And it starts with the Fed printing the money out of thin air and then promising that these guys right here are going to pay back all those treasury bills with their taxes. And then this guy here, the corporation, he gets tax breaks because he can keep the economy. You know, he can take that money, prop up the stock market. So that's why you got this big circle right here, and that's why you have this big bubble, is the Fed's just printing money, shitting money out of its ass, getting it into the economy through the banks, through loans, and then they purchase treasury bonds with the government. And then so you got this triple whammy going on of just propping up, you know, where all the big money is, where the quadrillions and trillions of dollars are. Meanwhile, yeah, we got, our 401ks are going up, but, you don't have access to that money. Wages remain stagnant because this guy here wants to keep his expenses down. So our purchasing power goes down. The inflation will eventually trickle down into this economy, which decreases the purchasing power, which eventually will decrease that part of the economy, the Main Street part of the economy. But meanwhile, these guys are just making money hand over fist, and they got no worries. They don't have, they don't have to worry about their light bill not getting paid, or their, the car payment, or anything like that. That's, all their basic needs are taken care of. They're just out making money hand over fist. Screw these guys. This little kid don't know no better. And then this small business owner is going like, what the fuck is going on here? So I just thought it was funny. It was a good explanation of how our economy works. And so moving on, I just want to go on. I just thought that was funny. Let's look at Bitcoin, see what's going on here. Wanted to talk a little bit about accumulation. We're definitely starting an accumulation phase, which is good. That's exactly what we want. And I'll show you the difference in price action between accumulation and speculation. Back here, a buddy of mine, said that Bitcoin is crashing, and it was probably around here somewhere. We talked about it, and I said, it's just hitting some support. I went and looked at the chart. That's what got me interested in looking at cryptocurrencies again. As I stated, I was a forex trader for many years. Became somewhat profitable, but time got in the way, and I couldn't do the type of trading that I was doing. Some intraday trading, and I was getting pretty good at it, but I didn't. Well, my schedule just wouldn't allow me to continue that. So I went and searched out some swing trading methods and found a few that I really liked, and I just started implementing them. I was still paper trading them, and then that I was just about ready to move into that market and start trading that with real money, real dollars. And that's when my buddy was like, hey, check this out, but it's crashing. And that's when I noticed the support that Bitcoin had hit. And I took a look and I started analyzing it a little bit further. And I was like, this looks like a really good place to buy. And so I continued to analyze it a little bit. And then it dropped down a little bit further, did this blast up and down here. And then that was like, and then I took a look at it. Let's say a couple months later, a couple weeks later, and I was like, it was right about here, somewhere in here. I was like, hey, we're heading down to that level again, and we're heading there fast. I thought we would have a little bit more time. I expected maybe a little bit of bouncing back up, but it just dumped. And I was like, whoa. So, all this volatility, this was like the last hurrah, because this had a lot of rejection right here, and coupled that with this zone, I was pretty confident that that was the bottom. Coming into the new year, a lot of different things going on, a lot of different things happening. So, and then we started seeing this accumulation, and this is a lot different than right here. This was a big, once again, a lot of greed and speculation. All these long upward trends with no breaks in between them. That's not good. That means that people are getting greedy. When we see these long trends in this. So, and then here we got some people being fearful. So a lot of emotional trading here. But now we got the smart money. All the weak hands are out, is what we're starting to see smart money. People just slowly accumulate, not buying too much to spook the market, jump it up in price. Just slowly accumulating, buying the dips. We're not seeing any big candles, not seeing any like real dangerous wicks. That one was kind of big right here. So we're still seeing a lot of fear, but that's a good thing. But it's not enough to drive the market back down to like crazy ass lows like it did before. So I think we're really approaching a nice accumulation phase, and the longer this phase lasts, the better. And we can continue to buy the dips and accumulate, because I do truly believe that this is the last year we're going to see Bitcoin below 4 digits. So we better start grabbing this as much as possible. And with this virus going on, I talked about the 70% of the market is that's small business and consumer driven, as opposed to the upper echelons where they're just printing money out of their ass and tossing the ball around. It looks great in your 401k, but you can't touch that. That's not the real economy. It's two different worlds. And with this virus going, I think that might destabilize their game. If this gets going fairly bad, I mean, you're already starting to see some stock market corrections because of it, because of the restrictions on travel now. And that's what it takes. That's why I'm so against fiat currency, because it is so fragile, because it is two separate economies. Our founding fathers warned us about this type of economy, and Bitcoin is closer to constitutional currency than any fiat currency has ever existed. The whole idea behind fiat currency, the central banking, is that it was supposed to stabilize and control pricing. It's supposed to be outside the realm of politics, but it becomes more and more political every day, because human nature likes to control. Then there's thieves and parasites that come in, and they want to steal and take everything for themselves. And unfortunately, that's the case. That's the nature of our beast. That's our evil characteristics, so to speak. Nobody is completely altruistic, and nobody is completely just totally criminally insane socially. Those people are usually just nuts, and they end up getting locked up. Most people are a combination on a spectrum, sliding left and right. And I tend to be more altruistic than a criminal, but I have no problems in disobeying unjust laws, and one of those is the fiat system. This could be the catalyst. If this outbreak gets pretty bad, it could be the catalyst to destabilize the whole fiat currency system. And unfortunately, we have a new system in place. It's very young and budding. It's got a few years to go, but this is definitely something our founding fathers would approve of. They hated central banking, and that's why in the Constitution it says only gold and silver be used for currency, because they knew the dangers with the Continental. That was a currency that they used, that they just printed into oblivion through hyperinflation to pay for the Revolutionary War. So, but Bitcoin can't do that because it's mined, and there's a limited supply. Therefore, it acts like gold, and it's definitely more constitutional currency than any type of fiat currency. And the reason they made fiat currency is because the government wanted more money, because they knew if they had more money, they had more power and more control over the people. And it's really sad that the way the system is set up, to where we have all these mortgages that are front loaded with all this interest, where we pay 5 times the amount of the price that we pay, just to create a money supply for the banks to loan out to more people and create more money out of thin air. It's just an insane system. And, I'm so happy that I'm getting to witness the birth of a new currency that could change and revolutionize the world. I'm looking more into Ethereum. I think that more and more Ethereum is showing the strong hand signs to be that silver that I always talked about. And so I'll probably be looking to purchase some Ethereum in the not too distant future to supplement. Right now, I've heavily invested in Bitcoin and a few minor coins. Been looking more. I wanted to study Ethereum a little bit more, and I'm becoming more and more confident that I need to get in now instead of waiting for Ethereum 2.0. And because I thought it was going to be a lot closer to when it was going to launch, but they keep putting it off. But so I'm definitely that's gonna be my next venture, is to start looking at Ethereum. But in the meantime, continue to accumulate that Bitcoin. My time is almost up here. I know I kind of rambled a little bit, but I wanted to just go over those few things. And We'll see you soon.